Hey there, Brandon Split here from ThirstGym.com, and today we're talking about an exercise called the Hex Bar Kickstand RDL. All right, for this exercise, what you're going to need is a hex bar or a trap bar, whatever you want to call it, and we're going to perform an RDL variation with it. Now, my recommendation is if you happen to have a hex bar or trap bar with an open end, this will be a little bit easier and a little more comfortable, but a regular hex bar will work. You're going to have to just keep your feet a little closer together, which for some people can be a good thing because I'll show you a mistake here that a lot of people like to try to make with their kickstand work. So our kickstand is just going to be one leg forward, one leg back, but the leg that's back, I'm actually going to be on my toe. This is going to be a support leg. It's not going to do a whole lot of the work. The front leg is the one that we're trying to target. It's going to do majority of the work. Again, just a leg there for support. So I'm going to get in the hex bar. I'm going to hold the high handles in my case. If you happen to be a shorter person like me and you've got a lot of range of motion, you can use the shorter handles so you can make sure you're still getting optimal range of motion. But for me, this weight works great. So I'm going to get in my kickstand RDL position. So toes lined up with my heel. Both knees are slightly bent. My front leg is really heavily bent. Again, that left leg in my case is my support leg and I'm on my toe. I'll push my hips backwards, good quality hinge, and then stand tall. So notice that I'm getting a big stretch in that glute and really owning that position down towards the bottom. Keep my back flat, neutral, and that my left leg, again, is just there for support. So I'm feeling that way more in my right leg, and then I would switch sides. Now, the only downside to this exercise is that the weight is in the center of my body. So ideally, with most of our hinging, our weight would be in front of us, and that's going to target our posterior chain, our glutes, our hamstrings, our low back a little bit more. But this can be a friendly variation to drift people towards those heavier hinging variations. And you can actually use this to build that pattern to get down into a hex bar kickstand deadlift, so you can make sure you're building that strength eccentrically before you actually go to load it concentrically, which can be very beneficial. For a lot of people that have a hard time maintaining their hinge position, we can strengthen that before we go to actually having to pull weight off the floor. Again, the mistake that I see most common outside of just straight up bending over and rounding with the exercise, we don't want to do that. Chest is always tall and proud, hips go back and hinge. But what we're finding is that people like to overstride their leg. So as they go to do the exercise here, they're going to take this kickstand leg and they've got it really pushed back here as they're trying to arch. And so what happens is they're almost in a split squat position, but they're trying to hinge from a split squat position, and I'm not really in a good position to load my glutes and my hamstrings here. So if I bring that leg in just for support, it's easier to push my hips backwards as I go to do the exercise, and then I can switch legs, same thing here, and I can feel those work much more optimally versus my leg is overstrided because they're looking like this and they're overarching and not able to keep everything stacked. So my recommendations for this exercise, because you can load it up pretty heavy, definitely awesome in terms of improving muscle mass and improving some strength, but it also can make you very sore. So be cognizant of that depending on how you program, especially if you're using it with athletes. So my suggestion here would be to do this for anywhere from 3 to 6 sets of 3 to 6 reps on each side. Load this bad boy up heavy. You don't want to do it for stupid high reps because one, you got to remember, you got to hold on to the bar with both hands and you got to do both sides, so grip can become a factor. We can load this up, control the tempo, control the eccentrics, and you'll really be able to load those tissues up and prepare them for what you have to do. And again, if you're in season athlete, you may strive away from this unless you've done it going into seasoning, you've already built up the tissue tolerance and you're used to handling that, then okay, then just decrease your volume, decrease the amount of sets that you're doing, maybe control your load a little bit and you should be okay there. So if you have any questions about this exercise, just let me know in the comment section below. Thanks, have a great day.